Beyond the black box. When the bodies of the passengers must tell the story of the crash. What or who brought down Flight 800 down from the sky? On July 17, 1966, Flight 800 blew apart in the sky over the Atlantic. Some claim to have seen a missile strike the aircraft. A crashed plane will usually tell its own story, sometimes in the voices of the cockpit flight recorder, but when a plane goes in the ocean, its story may be patchy or coherent. If the water is especially deep or the current are swift and chaotic, the black box may not be recovered to determine for sure what occurred the plane's last final minutes. When the black box is lost, investigators turn to what is known as aviation pathology as the human wreckage, the bodies of the passengers. Was it a bomb? The analyzation of the victim's injuries must occur for the evidence of the explosion in the cabin to be spotted. The intactness of the body gave clues. Had there been a bomb in the cabin of Flight 800, there would have been a cluster of high fragmented bodies corresponding with the seats nearest to the explosion. On Flight 800, most of the bodies were relatively whole. Some were in the green area, which was bodies intact, yellow, which were crushed head or loss of one extremity, blue, loss of two extremities or with or without a crushed head, or the red, which is loss of three of extremities or a complete transection. Bombs launch shards of themselves and of nearby objects and into the people seated close by. The patterns within the body can shed light where the bomb went off and where. Foreign bodies. Another way for the dead to help determine if a bomb went off through the number of trajectory of the foreign bodies embedded within them. Burns. Chemical burns were found on some of the bodies. These burns have become to fuel speculation that a missile had been torn through the cabin, causing the fuel tank to leak. Flight 800. On July 17, 1966, Flight 800 took its final flight. It was emotionally very traumatic. Many passengers were aboard, including a high school French club going to Paris. The unfortunate explosion of the plane devastated families who lost their loved ones. To the FAA's credit, the agency recently approved a new in-rating system that pumps nitrogen-enriched air into the fuel tanks, reducing the levels of highly flammable oxygen and the likelihood of an explosion, such as the one that brought down Flight 800.